Attention everybody, the views expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits.
Or nonprofits.
For nonprofits. Let's try and stay awake today. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be fun. Yay! Good morning! Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive, and Matt and Jay with your hosts. Matt and Jay! Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. Steve-O Mickey Mactastic is not with us today.
I know.
He's getting some labs done.
He's doing laps.
Oh, are you still searching on there?
I just can't stop looking. Alright, so I'm going to get out of that.
Otherwise, you'll be doing that through. I'll be talking to you, and you'll be like, what? All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
Glad to have everybody on board with us today. Man, I'm so sleepy today, Jay.
Hey, sleepy today.
Man. Hey.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Today's topic, or today's title of the show, Procrastinators of the World Unite! ... Tomorrow. Just reminds me of that time that I was...
Did I say my name was Jay?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Barney one time, and he's like, you know what? And it was his way of telling me to stop procrastinating. You know what you should talk about on your show tomorrow? Putting things off. I said, oh, you mean procrastinating? He said, yeah. So then we brought it up the next day for like a split second, and I said, I'm like, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then that was the last we talked about it. I thought it was funny.
It sounds funny.
I was talking to Barney one time, and he's like, you know what? And it was his way of telling me to stop procrastinating.
All right, man.
Sorry about that.
Hey, I'm on here. Do we have anybody?
Not yet.
Or did I go over to YouTube?
No, you didn't go to YouTube. You're on Facebook.
Am I?
Yep.
You sure?
Just ain't nobody. Oh, somebody's watching.
Oh, it's me and you.
Is it me and you?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
good morning, everybody.
Two's company, three's a crowd, I guess.
It is that. So Barney was trying to tell you procrastinate.
Yeah. And then I brought it up, and then I was like, yeah, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I'm sure that appealed to your rebel side.
I don't know what.
Put it off till tomorrow.
I don't know what
How about
rebellious
till
side.
never?
I don't know what rebellious side you were talking about.
You don't know.
Nope, I sure don't.
I try really hard to make you aware.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, I don't. I'm not rebellious.
Yes, you are.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, you are.
I'm not disagreeative. Is that even a word? Did I even say that right? Disagreeative?
I think it was a word. If it's not, it is. If it wasn't, it is now.
Morning, Susan Burrows.
Your disagreeativity?
My disagreeativity is at the heightativity of positivity.
Disagreeatization.
Disagreeatization. So
You're
Cheryl Warren Summit, welcome to the party.
Good morning, Cheryl. We're making up words.
We are.
Hope they mean something to you.
Yeah, they might.
You can use them.
It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? It's gonna be a good day.
I don't know. It's gonna be a good day. So today, today I'm not gonna procrastinate. I'm gonna borrow your vehicle.
Yeah.
Go get 100 2x3s.
Probably gonna have to make 2 trips on that.
Nope.
How are you gonna fit 100 2x3s on my car?
Well, they're this wide.
Right.
So 10 of them, and then they're this tall. So 10 of them
times 10.
Stack this big.
It's 10 times 10
by 8 feet.
Okay. All right. I can see that. Are they going to be dry? Well, of course they're going to be dry. I'm
probably going to have to borrow your straps, though, because guess what?
I don't have any straps. I don't know where those are.
You don't have any ratchet straps?
Nope.
All right, so I'll have to go to my house before I go to the 2x3 buying place.
Yeah, insert name here.
Yeah. So
That's
good morning,
priceless.
everybody. And I'm not going to put that off. I put it off long enough. But 2x3, so I was concerned a little about its sturdiness. I'm making some shelves.
Yeah.
You know. So there's going to be 4 shelves.
So the shelves are
They're
only
going to
going to
be
be
4 by
like
8.
3. They're only going to be like 3 inches from the wall.
They're not going to be near a wall.
Oh.
So
Oh,
they're
you're
going to
using
be
that for
4 feet
framing.
wide and 8 feet long. Those are going to be the framing, the 2x3s.
And then you're gonna buy what? Plywood.
Yeah, well, it's structural OSB. So it's what they put on the side of a house to put the siding over.
Oh, okay. Structural OSB. So
Yes.
it's like a particle
Wafer.
wafer. Now I'm hungry
It's
for
got the
wafers.
chips, the big chips of wood
Oh, now you
that
got me
are
upset, chips.
what is it? Random directionally stacked or something like that. Or no, cross directionally stacked
Yeah.
wafers.
Wafers.
Wafers. So being that they are structural,
They're heavy
sheathing,
duty.
They're meant to handle.
Morning,
weight.
Steve Schultz.
They're meant to structurally hold up under pressure, under loads.
I just about sang that song.
But then
By
they're
Sting.
also a little more water resistant. So if
Yeah.
there's a leak or something, they won't fall apart.
This is not coffee in here. Although it's tepid.
Oh.
You forgot your coffee? No, you got your coffee right there. So, it's like, what do we do with Steve not here?
So I'm going to have to make joints, I guess, to put the legs on. We're going to talk about boring stuff.
Are you going to roll
because
them? Don't they have a... Sorry.
All right, so what do you want to talk about?
You know, hey.
Procrastinating. Are you a procrastinator?
Yeah.
What would you do if you had a project like this going on? Take a nap?
Yeah, I will. Well, first thing I do
I might.
is I get out everything and be like, okay, there it is. It's nap time.
Yeah. So you'd get it all, bring it home, and be like, oh.
It's
Good-
okay.
good
Yeah,
nap.
that was that I really earned a nap on that one.
Then like a year later, you'd be like, what did I get that wood for?
Yeah, no, I'd remember because I'd avoid it like a plague. Steve-O, Mickey Mac, welcome to the party.
So you are stressed out. No wonder you're stressed out.
What?
Well, I used to find myself stressed out when I would be at home and I would see all the things that needed to be done and not know really where to start.
Yeah.
And be like, and so it got to where I couldn't look at anything because it would always remind me of some work that needed to be done. And then trying to prioritize, though, where should I start? What's the most important thing?
It's like,
and
where do
what's
you
gonna be
start?
the most... Yeah, like, for instance, you don't want to put in a new ceiling if you have a leaky roof.
I mean, I honestly do think that it started. I think I think I've got post-traumatic stress from that video that I saw. Honestly, that's why that was what started it.
That's not procrastination, though.
No.
Oh, right.
But you guys said stress.
So the video, yeah, I think that's something we should all be very careful of what we
Yeah.
watch.
Well, I mean, it popped up on my news feed, and it was part of a bunch of smaller videos.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't
played-
understand why that does.
don't know.
I don't know that I get. Maybe they're popping up on mine, but I don't notice them.
I'm really careful about what I watch now. Like if I see something that looks like it may be,
What was the video? What was it about?
well, I mean, describing it kind of puts me back in that. But let's just say it was somebody who had an industrial accident, and it took a while.
And it wasn't just a quick
No,
thing.
no.
It went on and on.
On and on and on and on. And my blood pressure raised and my pulse raised, and it's almost like I wanted to make sure somebody helped this person. Well, you can only watch so many minutes of it, and I guess it's like a 10-minute video. But I didn't watch that much of it, and ever since then, I mean, it's like I think that that's what started my anxiety levels raising even higher. Because being an empathetic person that I am, I put myself in that position of the person that I'm seeing in the video, and being caught in something and not able to get out
I still have
is
the
one of
bunk
my
beds.
biggest fears.
I still have the bunk beds. I'd like to sell them, but there's no way I could get. I mean, they're $800 worth of materials. How do you sell bunk beds like that? Plus, it's half queen, so there's no fitted or there's no sheets that would work for it. You know,
Well, I mean,
you got to make them or have them made, which wouldn't be expensive.
just use just flat sheets.
Yeah, you can use just flat sheets, and that's effective. It would work. Thing is, those foam mattresses that you cut in half to make those, they don't hold together very well. So a fitted sheet is a good thing for them.
Yeah, I remember we used a big bread knife, serrated bread knife.
Uh-huh.
to
No,
cut
it
'em.
wasn't serrated.
It wasn't serrated?
It's just sharp.
It was. Oh, yeah, it was the really sharp one. I've cut myself on that knife a couple times.
Yeah, it's a good knife.
I got a couple of good knives.
It's good for cutting things.
Good for cutting things.
It'll cut yourself, too, if you're not careful.
Yeah. Like me.
Self-cutting's not good.
No.
Unless you need to.
I mean, unless you're like,
Like
but
that guy? Oh,
just buy-
never mind.
just buy a bunch of.
That's another traumatic.
That's another traumatic thing I don't need to hear about. I'm pretty sure I have I think I already know
Hey,
which
Joe
one you're talking
Katie,
about.
good morning.
And I really, it is important to watch, or not to watch, but be cautious about what you're seeing, because what we put in our minds with our eyes, if it's not good for you, it's like the same as eating something. I think eating something that's really bad.
I think it's false too. It bears
yeah.
false witness. I think bearing false witness. Look, I think the media bears false witness without even knowing that it does. It shows us things that are so traumatic and dramatic and extreme, and in bulk. It shows us tons of it and tons of it and tons of it. And I mean,
Yeah.
you can see tons and tons and tons of traumatic, dramatic, extreme experiences. And when you start to consume that like a consumer, more, you start to feel like the world around you is like that. Because literally you're seeing it, you're watching it, you're going through all the feelings and experiences. It's in your memory and in your mind. It's in your mind's eye, your sight.
Yeah.
And you start to feel like you've experienced it yourself. But I think that's a false
Morning, Linda.
witness because the world's really not that way. You know what I mean? You walk outside your door, you're not likely to experience any of those traumatic, dramatic, extreme experiences on your own, of
Yeah.
your own accord throughout your life. You may have a few of those experiences in your life, actually. But to go and consume hundreds of them a day by watching media,
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it is.
it bears false witness of the
There's-
world around us.
There's channels of stuff specifically for like people like crashing and like breaking stuff and things like that. I mean, don't watch that stuff.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Joe. But yeah, today we're I guess we're not talking about procrastinating, but
Well, I think it can. Post-traumatic stress does a lot of times manifest itself as procrastination because the stress, because of the. Okay, so those traumatic things cause a fight or flight reflex, right? But they also, there's one they don't talk about, which is paralyzing. So there's actually three responses to those levels of stress. There's fight or flight, and there's freeze.
yeah.
So it's fight, flight, and freeze. And freeze is actually one that's been left out for a long time, because what they want. I mean, it doesn't. Though it's more accurate to say fight, flight, or freeze. What you want people to do is fight or fly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So fight or flight is really the best case scenario.
Right.
Either you fight and it cost the aggressor something at least, even if don't
you
win.
should see the other guy.
It cost them something. They were at risk as well.
Right.
And if you win, well, then they come away with that with a lesson saying, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do that to people, right?
Right.
Or flying, you run away. You get away.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you get away. Those are good results either way.
And then there's freeze.
And then there's freeze, where you are at the mercy of the malevolence of the aggressor.
Yeah. Which I mean that stuff.
But you can be paralyzed consuming all those stressful things.
Yeah.
And then paralyzing means you put things off. I mean, how important is it to do a dish when you're worried about getting stuck in a machine?
Yeah.
Stressing about being stuck in a machine. Who cares if there's a dirty dish?
Right. You know, I never really thought of it like that.
Yeah.
We're having a counseling session right here, right now, on the air.
Is it? Is that what you think this is?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I would say really be careful of consuming those kinds of things because they can paralyze you. And I think especially when it's media, the only option isn't fight or fly. Really.
Right.
I mean, it's freeze. Well, you can fight. You can't fight. What are you going to do? You're at the mercy of the video. Whatever the outcome is the outcome you're going to experience.
Yeah. And
you
then a
can
video
fly.
like that doesn't have any closure,
You can fly. You can shut it off.
you know.
But flying is difficult because once you've watched it and pushed the play button, or even if you didn't push the play button, if you stopped and watched,
Yeah.
that's a view. So it as a consumer product, which is this media group, this media
Not our media
outlet,
group.
this media outlet that you're watching is actually a consumer-based media platform.
Thanks, Jim.
So
My
it
vacation
considers,
shirt.
you know, so it's going to feed you what you want.
Yeah.
It's its job. So if you watch that or linger on something like that, it's going to give you more of it.
Yeah, and I didn't open it up and watch it. It's one of those ones that automatically it's one of those media things that has a bunch of little videos, and they play. They had more than just that, but one of the videos started playing, and it was obviously a what do you call it? Surveillance camera, and the guy was working by himself.
Yeah.
And he got hung up in a machine, and the video was forever long. I didn't find out exactly how long it was, but I guess watching it it's like surely somebody's going to come and stop this, and it never happened. But I had to stop watching it because my blood pressure shot through the roof, and is it possible to suffer from PTSD for something like that?
Of course it is. I think, of course it is. If you come away with it with PTSD, then yes.
Because that disturbed me very much so,
Yeah, of course.
and because it's
And you were helpless. There's nothing you can do.
Right, exactly.
And like I was trying to say, if you fly, so if you watch, that video gets a hit, and it marks you as the hit. So that content is categorized, right? So you hit on that category, and so it's going to feed you more of it. So even if you fly, even if you say, this is bad for me, I don't want this, it still is marked down as one of your interests.
Yeah.
Because you lingered on it.
Yeah.
You stopped it. You watched it. So it's gonna
He's talking about a video that I watched, and anxiety. How I've been and procrastination was what we're supposed to be talking about. But
yeah. Same thing goes with consumer products. If you linger on a product or search through, you see something you're interested in, you look on it and you go through it. You are going to be bombarded. You hit on that. That hit is categorized as a content, and is content of a category that then will be assigned to you. It'll say feed him things of this category or her because that's what they're interested in. They stopped and looked. That's how they know you're interested, because you stopped and looked at it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure psychologically they've timed it and they understand where a person can see a certain amount of it and not actually be interested. They just saw it, basically. Or were looking through and looking at everything. So they wouldn't probably there's a certain time frame where there's an indication that commonly people of a certain culture, and it's probably different depending on where you're from, if they linger on something for a certain amount of time, that indicates to the what would you call them? To the seller, to the industry,
Yeah.
that you're interested in something. So they probably have that timed out where there's a stronger tag. So if you watch for 3 minutes, you're going to get 1,000 of those ads in the space of a few minutes, flashes of ads that support that. Whereas if you linger on something for 4 seconds, they might show you it again, but they're looking for what you're really going to make a purchase on.
Right.
Or spend a lot of time on, so they're not going to feed you that as much as something that you lingered longer on.
Right.
And so those are the ways those things work, and we're really subject to. I'm surprised at how the media has changed our society. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about how there was a day when family was everything. Now people say, that my family is my friends. They haven't seen or spoken to their own actual family. And that's common. It's common.
It is common.
So how do those things change?
But then people also use that word family very loosely too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, you're my family.
You're my bro.
You're my brother, man.
Hey,
you're
brother.
my brother. And then like you need their help, and they're like, oh, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Well, so.
Well, that's why
That's
think
like we use
with Adam and Eve, God made him a woman like him. Her body's not like his. So
No.
what did he mean by like him? I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's obvious that we know what something that is like something else means, right? So when we look at people that we spend our time with, are they like us? Are we becoming like them when we are not like them?
What's that old saying? Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, or you can change your feathers.
Or guilt by association. That's another one.
Right.
I heard that a lot.
But we can change what we're interested in. Our desires will drag us away.
Yeah.
So you can
Kicking and
become
screaming.
something that you're not now by allowing your desires to carry you away. I'm not saying desires are wrong. They're not wrong, but believe me, they can carry you away.
Yeah.
From what you really fundamentally believe. And you find yourself in conflict with your own fundamental beliefs, that's a conflict that's hard for you. It's hard for the human, and I think that's happening a lot right now with the media and commercials and, the way the media feeds on us and the way we feed on
The data
it.
they collect from our viewing.
It's a drastically escalating in both directions thing.
Nothing's free.
Mm-hmm. We consume more and more and more and more, and they sell and pitch more and more.
You don't
and
pay
more.
anything to use Facebook. But in monetary means, unless you're boosting posts and stuff. But what you are paying is.
They do market research.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
And they do it on when you search something on anything on the computer. If you use the Google search or whatever search. Next thing you know, you're seeing it on your Facebook timeline.
Well, computers are so good at math. It could be like the BMI, with music.
Yeah.
So you get a BMI, right, or an ASCAP, or whatever it's called, and then you play music. Well, you don't actually pay each individual songwriter or production company. You don't pay each of them individually. You pay the ASCAP, and they pay them all.
Right.
Right, according to the number of hits. Doesn't necessarily matter how many hits your media.
How many times you played it?
Right. So those. It's getting to be kind of like that, right? So they have. So if you consumed ads of a certain nature, it's keeping track of that, and then you purchase it, right? Well, the ad money then goes to the ASCAP. Right? And then the source of ads that you consumed the most of will get the biggest cut of that. So they're all making money bombarding as much as they can with the ads so that the person who's selling something can sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're trying to cover so much.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to do it, is to make sure the people who are feeding you the most ads of the products that you actually make a purchase. And then there's the connection between those things. So when you buy something and you're out of your account, if you haven't paid cash, it's out of your account. So there's got to be some connection there. In order for it to work, there's a connection there.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the things we agree to when we agree, is that they will connect that to your purchases and your accounts and your credit cards, and so that they can track what you bought, so that they can more effectively sell ads and more effectively pay the people responsible for selling it to you.
Yeah. And so Susan Burrows, she says, I miss seeing Steve on the show. Yes, Steve is very missed. He said he had labs this morning.
Yeah.
No, they weren't golden labs. They were just labs. Black labs. Golden labs, dogs.
I thought you meant urine. His urine, like a urine lab. You know, you pee in the cup
Oh, yeah.
and they test it to see what.
You're in the
going
lab
wrong.
when you're there, you know. So.
Well, I'm sorry, Susan, if it's boring you.
No, she didn't say it was
Me too.
boring. She just said I missed Steve on the show.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we all miss Steve. And I mean, this is good
He's
stuff,
going
though.
through a lot. He
Yeah.
just cut his beard. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. Oh,
Susan.
yesterday. Yeah, looked like a completely different person.
Yeah.
Comes in, it's like,
Younger.
who's that baby face?
Yeah, he looks younger.
Yeah. As long as he keeps a hat on and you can't see the gray hair, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, mom saw me the other day in the light, and she goes, "I didn't know that your beard was getting so white." It's like, yeah, I'm almost 40. They started going gray when I got married the first time.
I mean, the Word of God does instruct us to be careful about what we see.
Yeah,
and
what we
hear,
consume.
and what we say and what we do. You know,
Yeah.
it tells us to be careful of those things.
Morning, buddy. Sorry. That little
And
yawny.
this is the reason why
Yeah.
we end up in a consumer society, that instead of us consuming, we are consumed
Yeah. Literally.
by it.
Yeah.
We become a machine, part of something greater than ourselves, that is
Something that
not
we
God.
can't even comprehend. Can't possibly comprehend
Yeah.
it. So, well, I want to remind everybody to go online to axmediagroup.com. Check out the stuff that we have on there. And while you're at it, scroll on down. You'll see on the right Donate Now page. And that will help us to be able to expand our programming, expand the hours of programming. And then as well, we got the Helping Hands Fund and Veterans Church and veterans programs and autism awareness programs and much, much more. We want to partner with you. You can do a one-time donation, or you can become a monthly partner with us just by going to axmediagroup.com, clicking on that Donate Now button, and we take credit card, debit card, or PayPal. So go on there and check it out. Also, read the Real News Review and watch some old shows. So.
Yep.
If you want to I don't think you'd want to bypass all the cool stuff. But in case you do, there it is right there. axmediagroup.com/please-donate to donate now. Anyways,
All right.
I drink a lot of water. So I'm like, man,
You got to go.
I got to go. But Steve's not here for you to talk to while I go to the restroom. That's terrible. Buddy Pillmore says, "What's up, guys?"
Hey, buddy.
Or, "What up, guys?" Talking about procrastination today, which I am terrible about.
Buddy, I bet you're ready to start up the Midtown Recovery again soon. I hope everything's going well with you guys. Now, that's another, that's a ministry that people could support. They haven't had church. They haven't been holding church, so getting donations that keep their doors open is not happening right now. And the churches that support them aren't open right now either.
Right.
I'd be interested to know how many churches are really suffering from this, or whether they're suffering or thriving to it. This has made people more mindful.
I'll be playing at church this Sunday at our church.
At First Baptist.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
if they're actually going to, I think it's going to be on TV.
Oh.
I'm not exactly sure
I
yet.
see.
But,
Maybe
yeah.
14 more days. Because they haven't been open yet. Churches and bars.
Churches and bars are still closed. Because, there is a close proximity of everybody.
Yeah.
Darn yawns. They're hard to get rid of once you get them.
So God is good. I think we should be fighting all of this and trying
Yeah.
to work more
I'm
towards
watching what I
is
watch.
godly and
What I look at
and what we support.
and what you linger your mind on.
I mean, honestly, if we're not giving 10% to the church, and we are giving 10% to a bunch of items that really aren't items that are needed, but rather are just more recreational things that to fulfill our desires,
Yeah.
then maybe there's something wrong. And I know I fall into that category. I don't give like I should. I don't give like I want to even. I think I am consumed a little bit by this consumer economy.
Yeah. It's tough.
It is.
And then me, I was talking to my son last night, and he was talking about how much he enjoys being down here. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, your mom and I, no matter what we had planned, we always made sure there was time for a nap. He goes, oh, you're the reason for that? I said, well, I'm not the reason. I just didn't stop her.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, you want to take a nap? Yes, I'm all about naps. I have been about nap. I used to not when I was a kid. I didn't want to take a nap.
Do you ever put those off?
Naps?
Do you ever procrastinate your nap?
No.
Be like, oh, I need a nap. Well, I better do this first.
Sometimes.
Ah.
Very rarely. It's very rare.
You are a pretty thorough procrastinator. If you're procrastinating a nap, if you're putting off a nap.
That's true. If you're putting off a nap, there's something.
Things are going south.
Well, I mentioned before that, I wish I could take back all the nap time that I didn't want as a child.
Yeah, I use that.
And 401Z plan.
Uh-huh. Which is hilarious.
Yeah, I know that if that was on video somewhere, we'd laugh pretty hard during that show.
Yeah.
Instead of 401k.
I tell people that, and they're like, oh, yeah, I wish I could make a withdrawal right now.
Oh, man. I could literally right now.
Yeah.
Like, I should start playing like, what do they call that? Bedtime music, for kids.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
Lullabies.
I should start playing that when I go to sleep.
I would probably do it. I remember it worked for me.
Did it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I was a good nap taker or not.
Probably.
I know I'm a pretty good nap taker now.
Oh, yeah. Naps are
Of course, the last
great.
couple weeks I haven't been able to.
Who here thinks that naps are great? Naps are awesome.
If you don't think naps are great, come on. How old are you?
Obviously, like 5.
Yeah.
Whenever you're a kid, you don't want to miss anything.
Right.
But then now as an adult, it's like, I don't care what I miss. I need to lay down and take a nap. It's like, hey, son, you're good, right? You're good? All right, I'm going to take a nap.
Right.
Have fun doing what you're doing. Don't get into trouble.
Don't
make sure
catch the house on fire.
Yeah, make sure you turn the oven off if you use it.
Yep.
Try not to burn the house down, like you said.
Ah.
And then it's nap time. There's something about being able to go to sleep without setting an alarm, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's like almost euphoric.
It is, but it can really throw you off, too. You go to bed that night, and you're like, I don't need any sleep right now. And then by the time you are tired, it's like 4 a.m. That's what I end up doing. I have to be careful of my sleep schedule, or else I will mess it all up.
Yeah.
And when I drink coffee.
Yeah, see, I probably need a cup of coffee right now, something to get me awake.
Yeah, but then you won't be able to fall asleep because you're going to be laying. Your head's going to be hitting the pillow in what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But see, like even in church, if I start to get nodding off, like I feel right now, almost like naughty offy. Is that a word? Did I just make that word up? I'll get up and walk to the back and stand up.
Yep.
Because I don't like falling asleep.
I think naughty offy would be a term.
It'd be a phrase. It's 2 words. Phrase.
Is that a phrase or a term?
Naughty offy. NODDYOFFY.
It's a phrase. It's a phrase that would become a term.
Preposition.
After a certain amount of people use
dangling participle. I bring that up every once in a while just to make sure it stays fresh in our minds.
Yeah, because that was one of our first shows. It was in the first year.
Yeah, it was like it was in the first week.
Was it?
Yeah. You started talking about participle dedanglement, and we were laughing really hard.
Yeah, because
I was trying to explain
it was my uvula.
A dangling participle is a word in a sentence.
Is that the right word? Uvula?
Yeah.
The thing?
But the dangling participle is like, that cold water tastes great. You could take the word cold, that's your dangling participle. You could remove that, and it does not take away from the sentence's meaning.
It tells you what. Yeah.
That water tastes great. The point is that water tastes great.
But I'd say, was it cold water?
Like, yes, it was cold water.
Oh.
And, you could throw the dangling participle right back in there.
But to answer that question, you'd have to. And it wouldn't be a dangling participle.
Yes, it
then.
would.
No?
Oh, we're going to...
Not if it's an answer to a question.
But the structure of the sentence would be the same.
No. Because if it's answering a question, you'd have to tell whether or not the water was cold. So it would be a adjective.
Yeah. I didn't even think of it like that. You had to throw a monkey wrench in everything.
You're welcome.
Working nights
Talking
are...
about English. This is
Working
English
nights,
class,
naps
ladies
are
and
essential
gentlemen.
to me. What?
The English class, and technically, if I'm wrong, I shouldn't be. They need
What
to
was
work
this
on their technicalities.
Technicative.
Technication.
Um,
Technicavitation.
I saw somebody wearing a T-shirt last night. I said, "I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just explaining why I'm right."
Yeah, I've seen that too. That's a good one. So they're selling a lot of them, apparently.
And there was also another one that says, "I'm too fat to kidnap."
That's pretty funny.
It's true. I mean, you could try. I mean, I guess if you can successfully kidnap me, I guess you're gonna work for it.
You're really achieving something.
Yeah, you're gonna work for it because I'm gonna go dead weight like a toddler. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, how does this kid weigh so much? And you're like, when you're trying to get them up or whatever, and they just drop down and just completely go dead weight.
Right.
Like you try to pick them up, and it's like holding remember those
I know.
those things that they used to sell at the mall that you hold them in your hand and they would like roll out of your hand, and
Yeah.
I can't remember what those were called, but it'd be like that. You're trying to hold your kid up, and they're just like, nah.
Yep.
Good luck. If you're gonna kidnap me, you're gonna need a couple of guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, dead weight. 300 pounds. Dead weight, because I'm not meant for carrying. It's one thing if it's meant to be carried.
Yeah. Like
It's
it's
easier.
got handles and
Yeah.
straps.
Wheels.
Yeah. Wheels definitely make carrying stuff easier.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
meaning pulling it.
Of course, they wouldn't help in the kidnapping department. Because you could just dead weight roll off of the thing that has the wheels.
I like Joe Katie's his grasp of the obvious. Hot water tastes good when you're cold.
Naps are essential when you're working nights. And you know when else naps are essential? When you're working days. Then they're essential then too.
You know when else they're essential?
When?
When you're working evenings.
Evenings are naps are essential when you're working evenings.
Yes. You know when naps are also essential?
When?
When you're not working.
Yes. Naps are essential when you're not napping.
I mean, how good is the nap?
Love the nap.
Don't
put it off.
Where you're sitting there in the chair watching TV, and you have that perfect comfy. You know what I'm talking about? That perfect comfy. And then, like, next thing you know, you wake up and it's like the end of the movie. You just find that it's one of those.
I don't like that. The media that I choose to watch, I want to watch. So I don't like that kind of thing. Like, then I want to start it over, but it shows that I've watched it, and I'm like, I don't know where I was. And then I get frustrated, and then I get tired, and then I need another nap.
Well, I knew a guy that was so OCD. If someone said one word during the movie, he would have to rewind it
And see it.
He couldn't rewind.
Is that me? Are you talking about me?
No. I'm talking about every time.
I'm
Like,
pretty easy going about
if he
that.
misses something, he has to go back and watch it from the beginning.
What are you doing, Linda?
What is Linda doing? Linda, what are you doing?
She's yawning. She's yawning, emoji yawning. And now Joe Katie is yawning, and he's laughing, crying, laughing.
Yeah. Steve
It's a
says,
barrel of laughs.
don't take a nap when you're standing up. You might get hurt. No, I've done that before.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, if you can nap standing up, you might as well.
I worked for a very prominent ice cream store, fast food restaurant,
Oh, I love ice
and I
cream.
was standing up. And
I had ice cream last night.
I was still going to high school and stuff at the time, so I didn't get a lot of sleep. And I'm sitting up there, and I'm feeling kind of like I'm feeling right now.
Right.
And I'm at the register, standing up,
Uh-huh.
and I fall asleep.
What?
And right before my nose bashed into the thing, I hear, "Wake up, Matt!" And it was my manager. I'm like this. There's nobody in there, and I'm like,
Boom.
I didn't actually hit my head, though. She woke me up beforehand. But I hate feeling tired.
Me too.
You might fall over. In your case, Steve,
Yo, Steve.
wouldn't be that far of a
Steve,
drop.
in your case.
Steve, in your case,
In your case, Steve. Mr. Steve Areno.
Steve
Steve
O'Reilly.
Rooney.
Steve O'Reilly.
Yeah.
He kind of, I bet you he would be like one of those.
When I breathe into the microphone like this, it fogs my glasses.
Not me. Doesn't fog your glasses when I do it. Okay, so
We're getting just off the,
yeah, we're just.
And
like,
don't put off your naps. Don't procrastinate your naps.
No, you know me. I'm hardcore. Like I throw in extra naps for good measure, just in case, because naps are wonderful.
Yes. So we were talking earlier about Midtown Recovery Ministries.
Mm-hmm.
Now they feed homeless people, and these are the homeless people that get kicked out of all the other homeless meal providing and all that stuff. But these people have found a place where they are loved and accepted, and you cannot imagine how behavior changes over time when some people even just try to get kicked out. They just want to be a real pain and frustrate you, and they get off on that. But over time, you see people change. You see people start to realize and accept the love that's freely given to them by people who are obeying God and loving people who are unlovable.
Boy, some people try to get.
And
under
that's
your nerves.
Midtown Recoveries. And
Yeah.
Midtown Recovery Ministries. Check them out. You can support them. You can help them. Right now, they need the help. Also, one that I'm a part of right now and helping with is
Crosswalk of Hope.
Crosswalk of Hope. It's a prison release ministry right now. It's working towards also being a free store or a community, what's that called? Thrift store.
Yeah.
So you can go in there and you can buy stuff to support this thing. You can also donate any goods that you might have. Of course, wait till I finish building these shelves because then we'll have a place to put them. Also, you can help men who are getting a new start in life understand and know that people love them and want to support them and want to set them on the right path and help them to achieve the things that will honor God
Hey, Sandy.
and put them on a path in life that will lead to success and a future
Yeah.
and a purpose. So support these ministries. They need your support. Look, these are the outlying outer fringe ministries, not the ones at the church that you go to where you see what they're doing. And if you want to go and see what they're doing, go and see.
Yeah.
These are needed ministries, and they serve the people who really need help the most.
Yeah. So we got about 5 minutes before it's time for us to get out of here.
You can donate to Acts Ministry.
Go to axmediagroup.com. Tony Hammock is downstairs.
Yep.
So
I am I'm building shelves for this community thrift store for Crosswalk of Hope. The total, I think, is going to be over $400. It's coming out of my pocket. If you'd like to contribute towards that, please let me know. It would be very, very, very appreciated. Though I'm going through with it, I'm going to do it anyway, whether anybody helps or not. But if you'd like to help and you can afford to help, however much or however little, would be very, very much appreciated. The one thing I can't afford is on the end of each shelf, I want to put up a shelf with a hanging bar for clothes, and so I would need 2, 4, 6. I'd need 8 sets of bar hangers for clothes hanger bars. So if you can contribute in that way, that would be much appreciated. That would really put the icing on the cake and really make what we're trying to do there much more appealing,
Yeah.
so that it could be more successful. When people walk in the door, they'd see that there's something there that's done well and ready for them to come and see what we have and shop. Anyways, please do that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's been meaning to be done for a while, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they've needed help for so long.
Barney, he's a pack rat. So whenever he walked in there, it was hard to get him out of there. Because there's so much cool stuff there.
There is. Yep, there is so much home decor, kitchen stuff, appliances. I mean, it just goes on and on. Clothes galore, and there you have a donor who wears clothes one time and then gives them to Crosswalk. So there's
Really?
a woman's clothing section that is out of this world, brand
imagine
new,
that.
high quality clothing.
Only been worn once.
And you can go there and get a lot of this really
I
nice
got a lot
stuff,
of shoes.
really cheap, and the money you'll be spending on something well worth
We'll
what
help
you're
out
paying
the guys.
will be very helpful to the ministry.
Yeah.
So check us out. We'd really like to see it. It would be so much help, and it would be fun. We'd enjoy seeing you, and we'd love to fellowship with you. Look, it's been too long we've gone without fellowship.
Yeah, it's really hard to not fellowship.
Yeah, let's not put it
Steve
off.
says, where is the store going to be? Could you
I think it's
go
building
to
one.
Habitat Restore? Huh?
The Habitat Restore, I probably could. I don't know if they have the hanging bars that I need. I should go there before I go to Lowe's and see if they have them. But that's a pretty good stretch that they have actually the specific thing that I need, which would be the hanging bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The closet bars that you put a shelf on top of in your bar for your clothing.
Yeah, usually the big name brand stores like that have that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
So we love you.
Well,
Thank you for listening. Don't procrastinate. Take a nap.
Don't
You
procrastinate
okay,
your
Matt?
nap.
You falling asleep over there?
Oh, I'm trying
Am I
not
boring
to.
you to death?
No, I'm just, hey, I'm just really wore out. So, had a lot go on this week. So, we're going to go ahead and call it a morning. Tony
Ta-da.
Hammock is waiting downstairs.
Yes, we got to go let him in.
Yep. And I've had to go to the bathroom for a while. Anyway, so I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the morning drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. So be sure and tune in. Then tune in next for the new gold standard with Tony Hammock. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
and this has been the Morning Drive.